Hi, Barefoot Football.co.uk, and today I'll be comparing Nike Football's two latest Tiempo Legend generations, the 5 versus the 6. So if you've won the Tiempo Legend 5 or previous Legend generations and want to know if the 6 is any good, you'll find out by the end of this video. So we'll get straight into it and talk about sizing. So the Legend 5 was a definite true to size fit, exact same deal with the Legend 6. The Legend 5 had a sort of traditional fit and stitching, so it did expand over time. Whereas the Legend 6 will have a very consistent fit over time. So in terms of fit, both the Legend 5 and the Legend 6 will fit wide feet. So it pretty much means that it will fit any foot type. The Legend 5 I've been wearing for a season now. It's perfect for my wide feet. It's quite wide in the forefoot, but very narrow in the toe box. Exact same deal with the Legend 6, wide on the forefoot and quite narrow in the toe box. True to size fit, and it's going to fit the widest of feet. So essentially the Legend 5 and the Legend 6 are a heritage boot, leather boots, so it's designed for a really natural touch on the ball. So you're going to get high levels of comfort both in the Legend 5 and the Legend 6. So essentially it can be worn by any players on the pitch. You won't see many strikers or wingers wearing the Tiempo Legend. They'll probably be wearing something like the Mercurial Superfly, the Mercurial Vapor, or even the High Vim range by Nike Football. So essentially what is on the uppers, the Legend 5 had a K-leather upper which sort of spanned most of the upper. You got this region spanning around the boot onto the medial side of the boot, and it's sort of structured with several cross-stitching lines. Made the boot really comfortable, really sort of super soft. You can just see here that this boot is completely broken in, and just the leather is just so soft in hand. And the Tiempo Legend 6 has K-leather, but sort of no stitching. That's the sort of new design on the Legend 6, spanning roughly the same regions of the boot. On this side, the lateral side, and around to the medial side, there's a little leather mark there. So essentially it's designed for a really natural touch on the ball. So essentially these two boots are two different generations, but they'll fit quite different. So essentially the Legend 6 has a no stitching design with an internal cage system, meaning you're going to have a very consistent snug fit over time. With the Legend 5, it's got cross stitching, and it's a sort of very traditional loosened design. So it's going to be similar to previous Tiempo Legend ranges, the Legend 5, whereas the Tiempo Legend 6 is probably the most snug Tiempo Legend that's ever been made. And another new feature on Tiempo Legend 6 is the new no-tongue design, first seen on the finish and the Nike Mercurial Vapor 10 by Nike Football. But essentially you've got 4 eyelets with the no-tongue designs and a sort of traditional tongue at the top. So essentially it's going to provide a really snug fit in the midfoot. With the Legend 5, it's got a really traditional lacing system, central lacing with just a standard lacing design. It's going to be very sort of, you can tighten the laces as much as you want. Very traditional fit in Tiempo Legend. So ACC is again used on both of these boots. You can see the little ACC symbol there on the Legend 5 on the tongue there. So just pretty much going to be a really consistent touch in wet and dry conditions. Again, the Tiempo Legend 6 has ACC, pretty much the same deal with both of these boots. And on the soles we see a nylon chassis, and this is pretty much the exact same feature on both of these boots. Both got a nylon chassis and both pretty much really flexible out of the box. This boot has been broken in and worn for a full season, so look at this, just really flexible. It's pretty decent for a leather boot. And this Tiempo Legend 6, it's not fully broken in yet, but it pretty much would break in like the Tiempo Legend 6 nylon chassis. And in terms of stud configurations, we have a combination of conical and bladed studs. Do a great job on firm ground surfaces. So another major change is that the Tiempo Legend 5 had Hypershield, which pretty much was a technology which helped to waterproof the boot with all the stitching in that. And the Tiempo Legend 6, it doesn't have Hypershield because of that internal cage system and the no stitching design. You don't need Hypershield on this boot. So essentially durability is going to be very similar in terms of these two boots. And in terms of design, this is a personal preference thing. The design on Tiempo Legend 5, pretty decent, big swoosh on both sides of the boot. Really sort of classic design of the Legend 5. Legend 6, another classic design, big swoosh logo on the lateral side and a smaller one on the medial side. The sole, we've got a big Nike swoosh there with transparent sole. Pretty much, it's all about personal preference. I love the design of this. This is a highlight pack Tiempo Legend 5, and again I love the design of the launch Tiempo Legend 6. I presume we're going to see really good colorways to the Tiempo Legend 6 in the coming months. So that is it with the Legend 5 and the Legend 6 comparison. So to sum up, both boots fit true to size and are great for any foot type including wide feet. The Tiempo Legend VI will offer a more snug, consistent and responsive fit, while the Legend 5 will offer a more traditional loosened fit. Both boots are high quality products by Nike. The Legend 6 will have the slight advantage in terms of performance, while the Legend 5 will have the slight at high levels of comfort. So personally, I feel the Legend 5 is just as good as the Legend 6, but if I had to choose between the two, I'd go for the 6 based on performance differences. So we have a Tiempo Legend review up on our channel, so check that out if you have not seen that already. We've got a review of the Legend 5 and a review of the Legend 6, so please check that out if you've not seen it already. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll see you next time.